when we come to the end of this discussion, we'll get to like how many civilizations are there out there? Because our idea is that if we don't make that transition to a mature technosphere, which we're about to define, that you don't go on, and so every civilization that makes that becomes long lived has to make this transition.
Right.
Okay, so let's go back. When life first formed, whatever was going on with that, there wasn't a lot of it, right? Life first forms, and there's not in the beginning there is not the feedback webs with the geospheres. They haven't been established yet. Like that takes time. You have to have enough life. So one way of categorizing life on a planetary scale is what's called net primary productivity. It's just basically how many sugar molecules, how much sunlight is being turned into sugar molecules. And so it was a fraction of what we have today. So you didn't have, early on in what's called the Archean eon, the Earth has, I think, 5 eons. Early on, when life formed, life was too thin on the ground to really start establishing those feedbacks that could exert controls on the chemical composition of the atmosphere, on the flows of nutrients, rainfall, things like that. But that as time goes on, as the biosphere, as you get more life, and as the life evolves and starts to fill niches, life and that open-endedness, that creativity, exploiting every opportunity to make more life, to make more sugars, to make more life, then you start developing those feedback webs. Think of it as a dense network of interconnection with the abiotic, the non-biological parts of the planet. When that happens and you begin to exert Gaian controls, that's when we would say you've reached a state of maturity, right? And it's the maturity that allows the biosphere to endure billions of years, right? Which is phenomenal. It's phenomenal that the planet has undergone some amazing catastrophes. As we know, there's been 5 mass extinctions. Biosphere is still here, right? And that's because you had these feedbacks which allowed the biosphere to respond. So that's what we call maturity. So about 200 years ago, well, it's hard to say where really it starts, but certainly the technosphere, that could push back, that could change the biosphere and the geosphere, that emerges somewhere in the mid 1800s, right? We crossed the line of about 1 billion human beings, I think in like 1850. And it's our energy harvesting, just like the biosphere harvests energy from the sun. We're harvesting energy from rivers, from burning trees, which is secondary from the sun, or when we discover fossil fuels, from burning coal or fuel or oil, which is also secondary because originally that was all came from the sun. So the technosphere, which is the sum total of all of the technological systems and the methods of control, the bureaucracies that make this modern civilization, it is immature. It is immature in the sense that the early biosphere was immature. It's not exerting controls for its own benefit, right? It's not autopoietic. It is not self-creating and self-maintaining. It's self-creating, we're creating it, but it's not self-maintaining. We're actually destroying the conditions that we need for it to be able to maintain. So the idea is that you will not become a long-lived technological civilization. You will not have a long-lived technosphere until you become mature. You're not going to be around for a million, 10 million years unless you figure out how to do what the biosphere did. So the biosphere offers us a model for what planetary intelligence, i.e., an autopoietic system, looks like.